All praises to Yahweh, Basha, Yahweh Shah. Double honors to Apostle Elders in New York, GMS. Salutation to y'all around the world that's teaching truth, putting your lives online for it, and shout out to you, Series Aqua. We are not black Hebrew Israelites. We are Israelites. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds scattered abroad. Speckled birds are Israelites who look like other nations, but their father's paternal bloodline go back to the 12 tribes of Israel. We are not affiliated with any black identity string groups. We're not affiliated with any French militant groups. We're not affiliated with any Islamic groups. We're not affiliated with other Israelite groups. All right, man, and right here, this is I think YouTube. Today's named the Renaissance. But anyway, man, let me see, make sure. Yeah, the Renaissance. All right, so I don't know what his doctrine is, but I do know he believed that the so-called Negroes are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. All right, and he's based in Nigeria. From Nigeria, Nigerians are Israelites. A lot of. All right, even the word Nigerian is a byword, it's a corrupt way of saying nigger. All right, and you go to Acts 19:1. Simon, one of the prophets, there's like prophets, was named. His nickname was nigger. It was basically Latin for black. And when he's talking about that instance black, and they talking about his dark brown skin, nobody's black like this font. The fonts, on this page, so that's what Jake does, man. All 12 try to see something unique or peculiar about a person. And, because, I'm Northern Kingdom, about my mom's Southern Kingdom. So, I grew up in Chicago, Southside Chicago. So when somebody is real dark brown, we call them black or blackie. Somebody smiles all the time, we call him we used to call one dude growing up, we call him happy. In Hebrew it'd be Asher, or somebody that's very light skinned, we call him red. And that's like in scriptures, man. You go in the New Testament, somebody named Rufus, there's like named Rufus. Rufus means red, man. He's light skinned, man. So, all right. So what it said, Romans 8:16, our spirit bear witness that we are the children of Israel. Somebody might have sharp eyesight. I was in the brothers Akium in California. The travel doing California, they call one dude Hawkeye. Cause he seen a balloon way up in the sky that nobody could see. But this brother right here gonna tell you, he's gonna give you some information on the word Heebo. All right. Some more information about it. And Esau, he's not going to tell you the truth, man. All right. And his job is to lie to you. So you wait on Esau to tell you that that you are the Israelites, man. You sadly mistaken, man. Or you seeking his approval. All right, you just waste your time, man. Esau's job is to be a deceiver, a liar, man. So that's what he going to do. All right. Because what the truth don't benefit Esau. We're here, Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So Esau's job is to what? To speak lies. His system, his Queen of America is based on lies. Okay, the financial system is based on lies. His history system is based on lies. That's how to keep things going, to keep people in the dark. You know, why you think he used the owl as a symbol? Because the oil come from the owl's eye. It's illuminated, right? While everybody's in the dark. You know, so Esau, he is you know, it says in Ezekiel 28:3, he said he is wiser than you know what, let me get that. All right. It says Ezekiel 28:3. All right. It says what? It said, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel, there's no secret they can hide, right? So Esau wiser than Daniel. It mean he was wise there, it just mean like he has a lot of knowledge, all right? Particularly the elite Edomites, man. You know, they have a lot of knowledge. Why? Because they you know, their ancestors go around conquering, and they collect what? Treasures. Then they collect what? Information, man. All right. So, you know, Esau knows that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. But he's not gonna say anything because it don't benefit him, man. All right. Like I said, the oil in the owl eye secretes so it can see in the dark, man. You know. And the only ones gonna know who the Israelites are is two groups of people, man. All right, is the potential elect in the 1/3 of Israel and the elite. All right, the elite, the Edomite leaders. You might have like a few low level Edomites and a few smaller J, but majority of the world they you know a lot based. I'm not gonna say believe because there's some people that know who the Israelites are, but I say the good number of people, the everyday Joe sits back and everyday Ray, they don't know who the Israelites are, and really they don't care. They really don't know what, they really don't know what, they really don't want to know what the heck is going on, man. You know, they just want to drink their liquor and fall asleep. All right. And wake up the next day, go back to the plantation, man. That's all they want, man. You know. All right. So, all right. So let me get back to Proverbs. Proverbs 12:19. All right. So it says right here, the lip of the truth shall be established for error, but a lion telling a swarm. All right. The lies is for a moment, man. All right, the lip of truth shall be established forever, man. Right, so the truth are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, like the Bible speaks. So the lie is that these people, they call themselves Jewish or Israelis, are the children of Israel. That's a lie, right? Because word Israeli means citizen of modern day state of Israel. Jewish means something like a Jew. Like my shoe is bluish, but not exactly blue. Okay. So I'm gonna play this clip. All right. And a lot of so-called Negroes here in Americas and so-called West Indians descended from the Heebo, the Yoruba, the Ashanti, right? But it's you know, we're talking about the Heebo, all right? So I'm gonna play it.
Common topic of the day about the Heebo appellation. We reference a book called Remarks on the Country extending from Cape Palmas to the River Congo, including observations on the manners and customs of the inhabitants with an appendix by Captain John Adams, and it was published in 1823.
Oh, let me read this right quick so they won't pull this down, all right? All right, Section 107 lists various purposes for which reproduction of work may be considered affairs, such as criticism, common news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. All right, so this is teaching and research. All right, back to this.
We see the following map first. So we see from the map on your left, Heebo, written clearly just above the palm oil. So this person that is saying it's propaganda does not have any facts. It's just something she or he had somewhere and started running with it. Remember, she is saying whatever he or she is saying, but she wasn't there during the slave trade. So there is no way he or she can make such a post saying it is propaganda. No facts, no evidence, no citations, no references. So you see where the Heebo is coming from. This should tell you that the names of the people were being changed over time. And the reason they do it is there's something called keywords in research and journals. So those keywords, if they keep distorting and changing them, the slave master understands that the next generation...
Yeah, he said change over time. That's what Esau does, man. He changed everything, man. All right, what it says right here. All right, let's see Isaiah 29. Isaiah 29:15. Woe to them that let me get right here. It says, surely you'll turn in things, verse 16, Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning a thing upside down should be esteemed as pot of clay, for it shall work to say of him made it, he made me not, or shall the thing that frame it of him that say frame it, he had no understanding. But it says, surely you'll turn the things upside down should be esteemed as pot of clay, right, man? All right. All right. Everything is demon, man. He changes, man. Everybody just self-esteem. They believe it, man. You know, like one of the things he turned up for the so-called Negroes. He called them black. Black's a color, not a nationality, man. Even Negro, man, people have self-esteem that, man. All right. Ignorant, man, but those are not nationalities, man. All right. So that's one of the things that's esteemed that Esau turn upside down, man. Right.
Narration can only research so far because of the keyword change. So if you bring up this now to a real classically conditioned Negro who is a professor of, say, any of these things, all they are going to come up with is to tell you that it's conspiracy theory. Even when they are looking at the book, they are looking at it, you are seeing it. The reason they do that is because it is common knowledge that when an idea gets into the head of a Negro, the only way to eradicate that idea is to cut the head off. So that should tell you that they stick to whatever they have been deceived with, even in the face of overwhelming evidences. Let us move forward. From the same book, and in the highlighted portion, you see where it wrote Heebo's number exported, and he called it Great Market for Slaves. Note the word Great Market for Slaves. So what more do you need?
Now, do you see what it said Juju at? Juju. All right. Just right before John Africa said Juju. All right. So I said these people know, man. Let me see if I can make it blow it up a little bit. If not, I'll turn it back. All right. But if you turn it sideways, you'll see it said Juju. All right. Okay. See how this what Esau knows, man. And y'all think we be lying and everything, man? I said, man, our people destroy for lack of knowledge, man. Right?
I guarantee you that poster that is saying that the poster saying Heebo slaves is propaganda has never read any of these books. And if we challenge you to go to some of the Yorubas in Nigeria, they call the Heebos today. If you doubt, just do a little sampling, you will find this out. Most of them think that they call them Heebos because they can't pronounce the H sound.
So I'm gonna play it again. What he
You're
said?
seeing it. The reason they do that is because it is common knowledge that when an idea gets into the head of a Negro, the only way to eradicate that idea is to cut the head off. So that should tell you that they stick to whatever they have been deceived with, even in the face of overwhelming evidences. Let us move forward. From the same book, and in the highlighted portion, you see where it wrote Heebo's number exported, and he called it Great Market for Slaves. note the word great market for slaves. So what more do you need? Now, we guarantee you that that poster that is saying that the poster saying Heebo slaves is propaganda, has never read any of these books. And if we challenge you to go to some of the Yorubas in Nigeria, they call the Hebos today. If you doubt, just do a little sampling, you will find this out. Most of them think that they call them Hebos because they can't pronounce the H sound, but that is not correct. Some of them got the correct narrative somewhere or somehow, but over time, many people get it the other way around, and because of revisionism, we had moved from when we were little, Igbos were called Igbos and spelled IBOS. They came up with IGBOS, explaining that the white man misspelled the Igbos because he could not pronounce the GB. Today, they have changed it from that Igbos to Ndibo. This is part of their revisionism. You can't explain where they come up with, and the people keep assimilating those ideas. So now you see where it is coming from. We're going to show you a few more references before we round up. So let us reference the monthly magazine or British Register, including whatever, volume 5, part 1 for 18. It was published in 1823 as well. So we see the following. So here again, we see it from the highlighted portion from this same magazine. You see it, the Hebos. We don't need to go any further because that's all we are looking for. Let us also reference a book called Galignani's Magazine and Paris Monthly Review, number 17, June 1823, volume 5. We see the following. Here again, we see from the highlighted portion where it says Hebos. At least we see the numbers being sold, and we see that Old Calabar is being mentioned there. And that shows us that we are talking about the same people. And it says further down, fairs where the slaves of the Heebo nation are obtained are held every 5 or 6 weeks at several villages which are situated on
Slaves of the Hebrew nation. What's the Hebrew go back to the word Hebrew is the basic watered down way of saying Ibar. All right, Ibar, Ibar. That's how you say it. Lashmakadans, Ibar, which mean from the past. All right. Okay. Because Eber had kept the ancient language, the original tongue of man, which is Ibar, Hebrew. All right. Hebrew is the original language. All right. It don't mean to cross over anything, man. All right. I mean from the past.
the banks of the rivers and creeks in the interior, and to which the traders of Bonin resort to purchase them. So at least we see that they were addressed as Hebos at that time. Let us also reference the monthly critical gazette from June to November inclusive, 1824, volume 1, and we see from the highlighted portion, but the extreme unheadiness of the country, says Captain Adams, was, I apprehend, the chief cause why the English trade at this place declined. Further to the eastward are the Hebos, who are the chief nursery for slaves. So we note the word chief nursery for slaves. That's all we need, and we note the word Hebos.
And one more thing to you Latino and Israelites, how come I don't say Canaan? Because they not Canaanites. All right.
If you look further down, you will see something like Bonnie, but that's not our interest here. So we move forward. So to also see that they were called different names at different times, which are due to revisionism by the slave masters, let us reference Wilde's Select Circulating Library, Philadelphia, January 14, 1834, number 1. We see Song of the King of the Igbos, and then we see the spelling of Igbos. So this shows us that they have different appellations at different times. Now that we have established the identities of the slaves, let us reference Modern Geography Volume 2, written by Pinkerton John and published 1802. We see the following. So we see from the highlighted portion that the settlements in Guinea are chiefly Portuguese, and the slaves from the river Senegal are called Mandingos from an inland country of that name, while those from the Gold Coast are called Coromantes, and those towards Benin, Igbos. So we note that Igbos. Let us also reference the history.
All right, the Mandingos, Corante, same people, man. All right, same people. Mandingos are Israelites. All right, another group, those are Israelites, same people, man. All right.
Civil and Commercial of the British Colonies in the West Indies by Brian Edwards in 3 volumes, 3rd edition, volume 2, published 1801, we see the following. Again, from the highlighted portion, that the slaves purchased on this part of the coast have the general denomination of Igbos, probably from Arebo, the name of the village, formerly a considerable town. We are only interested in the appellation Igbos, and it is from Bonny, Old and New Calabar, Cameroon and Gabon. So you understand exactly what is happening. So when you see them fighting for Biafra, and you notice that the United Nations, the Europeans, the Americans all pretend not to be seen, it is still the same gang up. It's still the same conspiracy going on. Let us move forward. Now that we have seen what propaganda can do for Christianity and what Takia can do for Islam, let us look at one final note to round up the series. Remember, all
And the Fulos are Israelites too. The Fulani, all right, the Pew, those are Israelites. They brought here to the Americas, all right. Those are Israelites too, all right. And they participate in trade their own people from other groups, you know. But they Israelites. They said they'll go back to the curse of Deuteronomy 28:54, man. All right, because you gave a lot of you Jakes, man, particularly from Tribe of Judah, you hollering that the um that the Cherokee had slaves. You know, that's what Jeremiah Jew was hollering last night in debate, man. All right, but you had Jake enslaving Jake over there in West Africa and selling you to Esau. All right, and then they get turned around, get caught up, get sold by Esau, man. All right, it's all about the curses, man. Deuteronomy 28:54, man. You already had Israelite turncoats, man, from the beginning.
we are challenging here is the fact that the Negroes couldn't have sold themselves, and that the appellation Hebrews was at some point used for the slaves. So from the same book we earlier referenced, we see where it tells us from the highlighted portion that these fullers, it is said, can bring into the field not less than 16,000 cavalry, and being surrounded by 24 pagan nations or tribes, these Mohammedans never hesitate to make war for the sake of procuring slaves. To the west of these fullers is the English settlement of Sierra Leone, formed in 1787 for the benevolent purpose of promoting African civilization. So now we challenge you by this, since you allege or claim or believe that the priests of Chukwu could have been behind the slave raids. We have shown you books where the Sultan's sons were the slave raiders. We have shown you where the Europeans raided for slaves. We have shown you where the Arabs raided their own. We have shown you where the Fulanis ravaged everywhere, including the Tuaregs. Now we challenge you to also show us where the priests are recorded to have raided for slaves. And then we challenge you to also explain to us how possible it is for a people without bicycle, without horses, without camels to have been able to raid for slaves. Again, remember, the priests were far away from some of the slave ports in sub-Saharan Africa. We are by this challenging you once again to re-examine that belief and provide us with your own references and citations showing where the priests of Chukwu or Arochukwu raided and captured slaves. We thank you very much for listening, and we do hope you will find time to conduct your own research, find time to revisit what you have been told, and see if they are lies or true. Peace.
All right, so there you go, man. All right, look about the word Heebo. It's around Heebo. All right, he explained a different instance where people use Heebo. All right, and he showed you the history, man. Who they was taking, who they was taking over there, man. All right, so to show you who the Israelites are, man. Who are the Israelites? All right. That's something else I want to show you. This word Heeb. All right. And then it also had Jew. Why would they do these things, man? All right, watch this. The word Heeb. All right, Heeb. It's a nickname. I'm trying to see if. Yep, he name publication variation ethnic survey Heeb, abbreviation of Hebrew. All right. Okay. All right. Heeb Urban Dictionary. Let's see. Of Jewish slur, Heeb. Right before he was an ethnic slur, Heeb is a word pride regarding one Jewish identity transformation due to large part emerging youth culture coming out of New York City, man. All right, so there's no getting around it, man. All right, those Ebos and the rest of the groups over there in West Africa that came over here translate the slave trade, those are the Israelites from the Southern Kingdom. All right. Okay. They call Heebo. Heebo go back to where Abar means from the past. All right. They wasn't called Canaan. They wasn't called Egyptians, right? Because no Canaanites, no Egyptians didn't come no slave ships here to the Americas, man. All right. That's a bugged out doctrine, man. Any Israelite that don't get the truth, they part of the 2/3, man. All right. Read Romans 11:7. All right here, Heeb, man. All right. Heebo. All right, so I hope you've been edified and the mic been dropped. Shalom.